Hello, Hoovians. It's Cruise on Tuesday, also known as Cruise Day.
Oh, God.
Okay, so first time I went to Carl's Jr., my credit card worked fine. Second time I go to Carl's Jr., it did not work fine.
Native American.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't grow facial.
Oh yeah.
That's why
I'm trying to think about that. Like, can you think of a single Indian with facial hair?
They don't have facial hair.
Oh my god. If you are out there, anybody who is Native American descent and has facial hair, send the pics. Please.
So we're all here again to share our excitement for the 50th anniversary. We have Larry and myself, and we have Joseph. Yeah.
What's up? So, Cruz, what were we intending to talk about today? What's going to be discussed?
We are intended to talk about
Things of importance relating to
stuff.
things,
Stuffy things. And stuffy stuff.
where we will stuff things.
In Coachella. So we've all gathered here today to discuss the idea that this show has been 50 years old and it's left a pretty big impact
On everyone that's seen
on
it.
pop culture, on society, on TV, on fandom. And so I figured, why not discuss what exactly this 50-year-old show has had on myself, Larry, and
Is
Joseph. Has had, where we began and where we're going now. So with me, it began around probably 2005, 2006. I began just by like skimming at night, like through channels, and out of nowhere I just saw like this guy with a close to shaven head and black leather jacket in like a World War II setting with a blonde girl hanging from a blimp and people with gas masks everywhere. I had no idea what it was. All I knew that it was British. It was taking place in the 40s despite it being sci-fi. So that whole aspect just kind of stuck in my head, but I had no idea what it was. And it wasn't until, I think, 2006 that I catch Eccleston's regeneration into Tenet.
Oh.
And just seeing that whole moment of like, oh, that's right, Barcelona. The way this show was shot, and the way the colors looked, and the way that the people acted, it just looked like a show that looked like nothing I'd ever seen on TV before. It just had a particular look that really caught my eye, my imagination, especially with the whole concept of, this, Time Lord and everything that he does and everything what the show's based off of.
Totally relatable.
And so in total, the show has really done a positive effect on me. It's a show that, honestly, when I think about it, I can't think of another show that's like Doctor Who or has quite a lot of the elements that are like it. It just really kind of stands alone as its own. Whovian's thing came around and that affected me as well, and it showed me that I can actually have the capacity to review things despite the fact that that eventually fell apart. And I started to realize that a lot of my opinions were either nitpicky or they were overly exaggerated or angry, which is why I don't do them as often, because I'm trying to revamp that. Despite it being a good starting point and having us make a channel like that and have it be part of the regular Whovians was pretty fun, but I think one of the aspects that, looking back at it now, I think it fell apart due to the supposed rule of having a video every single day of every single week. I think that if we just took our time in making those videos and just uploading them any day, probably would have had a better success rate. Despite both Whovian's channels being essentially gone, at least it's kind of still here
Floating around. And
It's like that patient in the hospital that you know that they're not going to get back, but they just keep it going. Just keep all the machines running.
So we're
That's
essentially just vegetables.
that's a depressing aspect, Larry.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the analogy.
That's kind of what Whovians is.
Oh god! Season 5 came along, and as we all know, I hated it, and it wasn't just because, Tennant was gone and Davies was gone. It was because it really felt like Moffat just did like a reboot of the series. It looked new, Doctor was new, TARDIS was new, Companion was new, cinematography was new, colors were different. It just had
Healthy.
an overall different look. Matt Smith, he's been great. He's gone from like, okay, well, I'm kind of liking him, to someone I don't want to see regenerate. But the reason why I've hated it through 5 and 6 and half of 7 was because of Amy and Rory. Amy, not to go on a whole rant, but is just still stands as a horrible, slutty, shallow, selfish,
Very.
egotistic girl who thinks that she did things and thinks that she had responsibility and a purpose, but she didn't.
Got my spaceship, got my boys. My work here is done.
Her purpose was to fuck
I
up the doctor.
can't think of a single moment besides saving the stupid store well that she's done anything good.
Store well.
She's either died, unconscious, kidnapped, yelling for the doctor, or screaming with that disgusting face that she always screams with. It's the same face that she has when she's kidnapped by the Silence, when she thinks that Rory is dead in the TARDIS,
It looks like she's
and when she
drowning.
sees that she's pregnant. It's this disgusting look of terror that makes me go, you're not a strong character. Martha saved the world. Rose killed the Daleks. Donna saved the world. You haven't done shit. Anyway, it was like a woman in her 40s or 50s who came to my work because I work in a movie theater. And she talks to my coworker about the whole Doctor Who event that we're going to have. And I turn around to her, I'm like, did you just say Doctor Who? She's like, yeah. I'm like, bah. And then I go back to making popcorn, and then she mentions something about, God, I hate Amy. And I turn around, I'm like, did you say you hate Amy? It was fun seeing an older fan for once in real life instead of seeing, no offense to them, but just a number of fangirls who look like they spend too much time on Tumblr.
Hey, I can validate that. Yes, there are a huge group of fangirls that are in that certain
Witness.
how do I say, mindset that every companion is flawless, or that every companion is
I miss the doctor's granddaughter.
funny, or has this strong female empowerment, which it's respectable, but it's okay to look at flaws in a character or in a show or with a companion. Not everyone's perfect, and Amy was, in my personal opinion, might have had a few good moments, but
No.
few good moments.
He's dead.
Now, those good moments, they just died.
Okay, we don't talk about that, but okay, yeah, it was pretty bad. But
Miss Pond, you have a phone call from your husband. Oh, I don't have a husband.
okay,
But
fine.
he waited for
That
you
was-
for
You know
2000
what?
He
You
waited
know
for
what?
you for 2,000 years. I don't have a husband.
Amy Pond, I think, was probably not necessary to keep going after the first time we saw her. I really liked her first episode. The first time I saw her, it was great. It's just another character you're introduced to.
Yeah, she wasn't that bad of a
Bye-bye.
person.
Yeah,
No, she was a
when
terrible person.
No, when she was like a
A little
minor
girl
cast.
and minor cast. Like, if we left her off at the first episode that we met her in, where she's a little girl, and then he comes back like what?
Oh, I'm
5
not
years
even
later?
talking about that. I'm talking about when they're in a Rome. Where is it? Pompeii. She's in Pompeii. You remember where like the people turned to rock and they had?
Yeah.
The fire
She's
department.
in there.
She's in that episode.
No way.
Yeah, she is.
So at the end of that whole episode where Amy and Rory just are killed off, I was watching with my sister, and the feeling that I had seeing that wasn't, oh, Cruz must have been excited. No, I was just in a mood of, it's done.
It's done.
We will not talk about this.
It's done.
Was there finality?
And as the credits started running, I was just solemn, and then out of nowhere my sister goes, hey Cruz, what? She's dead!
I don't think Cruz will admit it, but I do believe it was quite a jovial atmosphere after she was gone. Was it jovial, Cruz?
It wasn't really jovial, it was just like,
You like Jenny?
it was just like,
It was just a
Louise
sigh of relief,
Coleman.
right?
it was like stepping out of a Holocaust, like, camp.
My God, was it that bad, man?
Well, no. But yeah. We've gotten a brand new girl who's just, I think, is an amazing
Fantastic.
fresh start. She's got a great story behind her, she's got a great concept, and she's just an overall great personality.
And she doesn't
who
make it
actually
souffle.
does stuff and
And
helps.
she knows how to cook.
And she knows how to cook.
Oh yeah.
Souffle.
Souffle. Souffle. But when
I was really hoping. I was. Oh, she's a Dalek.
I felt more compassion for Oswin
so bad.
in 10 seconds than I ever did for Amy when she just goes, eggs. And she's tearing up, she just goes, eggs. That made me hurt more than anything that has ever happened.
It was
to me.
painful.
But overall, Doctor Who for me has been a fantastic experience. It took a low point when you start making kind of angry, obnoxious reviews and watching episodes that weren't that great, but thankfully it's kind of having, you know, a revamped point for me, and it's been good so far, and I'm sad to see Smith go, but I'm really excited to see Capaldi take over. I'm okay if a minor character, you know, later comes back as a major character. Most of the time because A, they're minor, or B, they existed in a different time. Capaldi was in the Fires of Pompeii. Now that's okay if the Doctor looks like him, because A, he was basically a minor character, and he existed a long time ago. However, Capaldi also played John Frobisher in Children of Earth, a major political head who ended up killing himself and his entire family. Now, I don't mind that Capaldi is playing him, because I'm not going to be like, well, that's just the same character. I don't mind that. What I mind is him walking out of a TARDIS and people in the UK going, isn't he dead? I mean, I've heard that Moffat and Davis actually has an explanation for what that's actually going to be, but at the same time, I feel like they might just ignore it, because Moffat hasn't included Torchwood in any of Series 5, 6, or 7.
I've only seen the first episode of Torchwood.
You haven't seen Children of Earth?
No.
It's just some of the greatest TV you could watch.
Is it?
Yes. Children of Earth is so good that I feel like I kind of want to make people skip 1 and 2, because the third is just the best ever.
That good, huh?
They need
I
the
think it
basic
is.
story.
Wow.
I think it's amazing television. So to continue off from where I left off, Larry, you got into Doctor Who after me, because I introduced you to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did that just by talking to you in government
Yeah.
and being like,
No, it was
oh, you
before
watched...
government.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think... No. Because we started talking about heroes in government.
It was.
And then I'm like, hey, watch this show called Doctor Who.
I saw 2 or 3 episodes before I was introduced by this bastard in government, where Cruz really fell in love with a substitute teacher, but never got her name.
And that was your fault.
That was Jonathan's fault.
That was all of your fault.
That was his fault.
It was Jonathan's fault, it was Larry's fault, and it was Jenna's fault.
And it was his fault.
How hard is it to get a substitute teacher's name?
How hard is it for him to make us get her name?
Very hard.
It's getting hot in here.
So Joseph takes his clothes off at Coachella.
O to the R to the G.
You're cutting this shit out. If I find this on YouTube, I'm blagging them. Out of it.
Eccleston. This guy's awesome. He's just a badass. Runs around blowing shit up.
Very moody, like, yeah.
Very cocky in the fact that he's a Time Lord. Like a real Time Lord.
Should I do? Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Yeah. Eccleston, we love you.
We do.
Why don't you love the BBC? What did they do to you to make you so angry?
We
at them?
want to know where you what
I want
what
you in
did
the
they do to you,
50th.
sweetie?
I want you as a background character at the very least. Just walk by and just look at the camera and then just look at yourselves and just shake your head and walk away. That's all I want. Is that too much?
Oh, that would be so cool.
It would be.
And it is gonna be fantastic.
Keeps going, keeps going. A lot of good times, and then boom. He almost dies once. Or does it twice?
The Doctor always almost does.
No, I'm talking about it starts regenerating, pretty much.
No.
It's like
Once.
Once.
I think, yeah.
There was 2 of them. 2 of the same cocky bastard, except one is half human.
Which was a little unnecessary.
What? That's how he comes back?
No, think about it. How are they gonna tackle that in the 50th?
Because he has to die?
Oh my god.
Because, yeah, Rose is coming back, but wait a minute.
Where's human
Where's human...
Where's
at-
human doc? Oh my.
See, the thing about Doctor Who is that you have tons and tons of information, like...
Or
Because the more it goes on, the more things happen, and then you gotta actually. It's like when you're good at lying and you keep telling lies.
and this
You
gets
gotta
bigger.
And it keeps going, and you just gotta keep grabbing the stuff that you said a long time ago and bring it back. Otherwise, there's gonna be a flaw in that lie.
You gotta keep track of everything that
You
you're
gotta
doing.
keep track.
But the problem with that is that, A, that'll either put too much story and it'll be unnecessary to explain, to kind of go back and be like, hey, remember when we did all this? And then there's also the idea that some fans, when it comes to this story and the show, they think that, you know, oh, wibbly wobbly tommy wimey means that anything can happen, which doesn't get rid of things that have already happened.
I'm sorry, we kind of veered off of your continuation.
I
Continue.
want
continue.
to talk about how I'm depressed that his hair is like this now. Well, I want it to be
His
all...
hair can do anything, man.
It can, but
It's pregnant
Oh wait, I
hair.
have no hair.
I want there to be a moment where it's down like this, and then shit gets real, and he just goes, I want to see.
Do it again. I don't want to touch because
You like it, it's soft.
It is so soft. I don't know if you like. Maybe one day we'll invent cameras we can feel
Or
you
smell.
Would feel this, and you would just
Smell
shiver
it.
in your seat, and then you go, or yeah, like oh, that.
I don't want to go.
Oh.
No. Poof, shooting, freaking
No.
tearing up. No. Another brown-haired bastard. I like his introduction. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Yeah.
good introduction.
It was pretty
Unfortunately, an
perfect.
introduction that made me feel like they just forgot about everything that just happened.
Yeah.
It did kind of. Oh wow.
Everything that just happened was irrelevant to the
Pretty much all of Series 5 ignores like all of the new seasons 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is why, for example, in Series 6, when he's inside of his TARDIS and he's like, show me a different person, and then they show Rose, and then they show Martha, and then they show Donna. I'm like, oh, so you do acknowledge that they existed.
What effect has it had on me? Many.
As someone who
They-
watches TV shows nonstop.
That's a valid point.
Now I do. Before
How does
I
this
read
make it
books
different
nonstop.
from all the other shows you watch?
Because this guy watches Sherlock, Arrow,
Yeah, I love Sherlock.
and
Big
Just-
one, such a nice.
just
Massive.
Supernatural.
Thank you. All the other shows, I like sci-fi. I like anything to do with Sherlock Holmes. Anything. I've read the entire works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Doctor Who. It takes you to a place you cannot imagine. If you watch this show, if you actually enjoy and watch, like, enthusiastically watch this show, you're not going to be racist. I'm sorry. It drains out of you. Because so many races, and the Doctor loves each and every one of them, even the Daleks. And he doesn't say it, but he does. He loves them deep down. One of them, maybe two.
Yeah, kill yourself is just, is
It's his way of showing love.
He's a Time Lord. He's a Dalek. They're living together in the suburbs. Matt Smith is the Doctor in Dalek.
But anyway,
Oh God.
the overall effect on me is it made me very tolerant to this bastard. That's your turn.
Well, what happened was he was berating me constantly that I should watch this show because it's so amazing, and he said so much enthusiasm about it. And so I would ignore it and I'd push it off because I'm a man of different taste. I like books and shows and movies.
Hunger
and
Games.
Hunger Games,
Divergent.
and Feed, and a bunch of other
Divergent.
post-apocalypse kind of stuff.
Tumblr.
Forgive me because now I need to be forgiven. But
Blasphemy.
it seemed to be too geeky or nerdy, and
Blaspheme.
and yes, but
When your
I don't
Daleks
know.
have a sense of blasphemy.
one day I was so bored. I was just sitting down. It was like midnight already, and I was like, well, what could I kill my spare time with? Had no job. And I put on season 9. I'm like, well, Doctor Who. I'm like,
Season
Yeah.
9.
no, so I'm sorry.
Shit, man. What happens? Tell me what happens.
I start with the Ninth Doctor, okay, and the very first episode was so corny, but great. I don't know. I can't even recall what got me, but God bless
The first episode?
my patience because I don't know if you're the wrong person. You watch the very first episode of Ninth Doctor. I mean, it's corny, but it's great. It's beautiful.
It has a sense of just odd curiosity.
It was just
It's just
curiosity.
like, wait a minute, what?
And
Plastic
I-
people? What? Phone box? What?
I mean,
What?
come on. The
What?
way
He's
Mickey
able to
looked when he
fill
was
the
plastic,
span?
it would make me scream and cry because it just looks so terrible. But I did it anyways. I stuck through it, and I'm glad I did. The curiosity got the better of me every
Miss
single
Mickey.
season and episode.
Like, you make
No
me-
matter how, I guess some people say some episodes are
Make a
pointless,
boy.
and if they were, I didn't care. It was great. It occupied my time, and I learned something from almost every single episode. What has it done for me, at least? It's taught me how to be more accepting, at least.
I told you, cannot be racist.
He even said it. I wanted to just jump in and be like, don't say anything, that's my point. But my point is, it teaches acceptance in a level that not many people could comprehend.
That's his point.
The show is brilliant, okay? And I'm not saying this as a bandwagon, or even if you want to categorize me as that, as such, but I think it was brilliant. It's great. It's got so many elements for a whole variety of people. You can jump anywhere on this show. Jump in anywhere on the show, any episode, and you'll find something in it that's really intriguing or appealing. And
even with Amy in it,
you'll find
No.
something.
No, you won't.
The Doctor period. And like I said, I'm part of this new generation where we've only seen the newest ones, not the older ones. So I say that these Doctors that I've known are fantastic. They're great, and they are so insightful. And so I am thankful to have been introduced to this show, and I hope to continue with it even more. Signing off.
Who's your favorite character? Oh, it's the Doctor, obviously. Sorry, it can't be. It's the Master. Just over and over and over. Old series, new series, I'm sorry. I like the Master more.
Oh, what? Because of the gas. What gas?
Like any fan base, you know, you have this
We're
thing
in
inside of
every
you.
fan base.
This thing inside of you, you know, that not many people know
Which
about
one we're
you.
not-
But
are we
there's
not
this
in?
one thing that you can all
Right.
connect with.
No, we're not in. I'm saying Doctor Who fans are in every fan base. Every type of person.
Yeah.
It's just the shoe that fits on everything. It really is.
Essentially, yeah.
It is the shoe that fits on everything. Favorite Doctor for me is definitely David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Eccleston.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, my favorite companion is definitely Donna Noble.
Rose.
Donna.
Hmm.
I like Donna.
I
I also like Jack. I really miss you, Jack.
It's probably the face of both.
50th anniversary, please. Please, Jack, be in there. Please.
He lives in Palm Springs.
I could have met him.
Our friend, met him.
a dickwad.
He runs a studio or something, and he comes and
And
sings.
he sings.
And we're
Yeah.
not there. I swear to God, I'm going to his house.
I work at a movie theater. Why doesn't he come in and go see something?
He probably does. You're just not there.
Favorite episodes? I can't think of a single one, but let's just spat them off right now. Midnight,
Midnight.
Blink, Doctor's Wife.
The one where the world ends. It's the first season.
Yeah, The End of the World.
I love that one.
That's what it's called.
I love that one.
Shit. Doomsday.
I can't even name any right now.
Family of Blood.
Family of Blood. Werewolf one. Werewolf.
Tooth and Claw.
Tooth and Claw.
New Earth.
Oh no, I just like that it shows where Torchwood came from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, historical episodes that show what is relevant to the
Waters
things.
of Mars.
Ooh.
Ooh, the Satan Pit.
Satan
I
Pit.
love the
Ooh.
Satan Pit. Oh, I like that episode where you see the
Johnson.
TARDIS come in woman form. She's personified.
Yeah, that's the
Sexy.
Doctor's Wife.
Doctor's Wife, yeah. It's beautiful.
Doctor's Wife.
I love that one to death.
It's brilliant. It's like kissing, only there's a winner.
Only
Neil Gaiman, continue writing Doctor Who episodes because they're fantastic. Steve Thompson, Curse of the Black Spot writer. You did terribly. Horribly. I still stand by that that's one of the worst episodes ever.
Is that the pirate one?
Yep.
Yeah, that one's bad.
Thank you.
I don't acknowledge it as an episode.
And then Series 7.
Fucking son shut No. What the hell, man? Why is that happening?
I've come to stow away on you. How long have you been on here?
If you can pilot a
haven't seen
pirate
our
ship,
review,
you can
No.
pilot a spaceship. All ships are the same. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that makes sense, right, Joseph?
Because quantum
What the
physics.
Wait, that was so unnecessary.
Steve Thompson, Curse of the Black Spot. You did horribly. What's wrong with you? Journey into the center of the TARDIS. You redeemed yourself.
Very much so.
And you don't even know that you
Statue
forgot
of Liberty is an angel.
That was funny.
God bless
That was so goofy.
How the hell could it move? I'm sorry, but there's always someone watching it. Always.
He just out of nowhere, you just get New Yorkers going.
Did it move?
Do you think the Statue of Liberty looks a little odd today?
Hey, if New York could go one whole week without murder, I think they could at least last about 2 minutes without looking at the Statue of Liberty. They went
That's
a whole
true.
week. They went a whole week without murder.
You know what?
A whole week without murder.
You know
It's all
what?
news. I wonder who broke that record. you need to put in like a clip of Drew Barrymore and E.T. going, alligators in the sewers. That's where the bodies go.
I haven't seen E.T.
This city box to the people.
I've seen bits and
That's a
pieces.
load of shit. Whatever, Cruz.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Of what?
Like as a kid, you would just be like, "Oh, we're gonna watch E.T. now. Watch, fall asleep. Watch, fall asleep. Watch, fall asleep."
I've seen the whole thing.
Is this what it feels like when you say I haven't
Yeah.
seen your videos?
Exactly.
And worse, because you haven't seen Old Boy. Or finished Silent Hill 2.
I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know if I want to.
Oh, you do. Has
Silent
my
Hill
battery died yet?
2 is a video game. It's not even a game, man. This game needs prayer. It
It's
needs
a masterpiece.
It needs an exorcism.
It's got problems. He said it on the first time I played it. It will stain your mind.
Quoting Joseph in regards to Silent Hill 2, Cruz, I've been scared of things. I've been, creeped out, but I've never ever seen anything that has horrified me until now.
It's like
Go get Silent Hill 2, not the HD version. Don't get the HD edition. Get the original PS2 one.
you play this.
Silent Hill 2,
Turn the cover around. You'll see the date that it was made.
2001.
Ignore that shit. I don't care what you think. Like, oh, it means it's got shitty graphics and fuck you. Okay. These things that I think if I saw them in broad daylight would make me shit my pants.
You don't want them anywhere near you.
You don't want them to even. The noises they make are so inhuman. How did they make those noises, Cruz?
Akira Yamaoka.
How did he get the? He sold his soul to the devil. It's like you look at a like you see this body hanging on a gate, right? Yeah, it's not very detailed, but God, it chills you.
Because it's not in your face with gore. It's, okay, I know what I'm looking at, and I'm pretty sure I know what I'm looking at, but I don't want to be sure I know what I'm looking at. Your mind fills in the blanks.
You just crap yourself. You just crap yourself.
Or more so with Joseph's experience, you have a radio that starts
God.
making static when an enemy comes nearby in the dark. So Joseph's going, la da 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 da, shh, no, 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 no.
You will never nope so hard in your life. Nope will be your motto for the whole. You will never want. You will never be so happy to see a random light in this game. You see a light and you're like, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because I don't want it to be anything.
Another great moment, Joseph is like walking in a dark hallway, and a lot of great things that this game does is sound design. So you'll be walking, and then all of a sudden you'll just hear. All Joseph's doing is just he's walking with the character. He's like.
It's shrouded in mystery, and you never know what you're going to walk towards or what you're walking away from. Something's constantly there. You just don't know where. Even though you got this little radio, it's not like it's telling you, oh, the sound's coming from up there. The
And
sound's
this is
coming
what's
from
making
right.
it.
And this is what's making it. No. That little radio will just get louder and louder. And when it's really loud, it's already too late. You have to act or run. And sometimes you can't run. There's a level where I've spent almost 10 minutes, 20 minutes trying to run in this little room with this big guy, okay? And the real point is just to run. You didn't even tell me that I had to just keep running.
Well, yeah, because I'm watching him play this, which, I usually don't do because it's about immersion. But it fits because he's in a dark room when I'm watching him and he's enjoying the whole game and it works.
We were playing in the dark.
But I'm not helping him.
Of course. No.
So he's stuck in this nightmarish world of confusion and obscurity. And he's running around. It's like, Cruz, can you help me a little bit? Am I supposed to fight him? Nope. What do I do?
And he's just like, nope. I'm like, what does don't mean? Nope, don't fight him, or nope, don't run.
Nope.
Nope.
Thanks.
Guys, for coming back and doing this. Joseph will probably not watch this video either.
I will.
But
Thank you.
You'll see us again
Eventually.
after the 50th anniversary. We'll
Oh,
be
for sure.
talking about how we felt about it and what happened and saying where the show's
We're
going.
gonna do it. We're gonna make a video tomorrow and Monday. So.
Maybe.
Just do
But I'm
it.
glad I got these guys into it, and I'm glad that it's something that I've been able to get several friends into, and
I've
everyone
gotten
has
quite a
been
few
able to enjoy it.
friends in as well. It's weird. This
The
new
thing you do for me.
low battery.
And I think the funny thing is that when you go online and you see that many sites and YouTube videos, or even like ThinkGeek, are having marathons of Doctor Who, specials for Doctor Who, eventually you're going to get to the point where it's like everyone won't shut the fuck up about it, which will either make you excited for it or make you sick of it, which is sad. But
If you start getting sick of it, just get a tub of ice cream and just watch one
press
episode.
escape, turn off your internet, and watch it on Netflix.
You know you hate being left out.
Yeah.
You know you hate it, so don't be left out.
Don't be forever alone.
Google
Join
gobble,
us.
Google gobble.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna record until the battery dies.
Well.
Well.
Yeah,